already know what to do. Hit the subscribe button. Subscribe. Hit the like button if you like it. Hit the dislike button if you don't like it. Leave a comment if you like it. Leave a comment if you don't like it. Also, follow us on Twitter at the Mark Chart NFL for me, at Glen and Rockney for Glen. And, of course, pandasubs.com. Discount code TDL for 25% off. All right, Glenn. So we're a little bit through training camp. We're almost at the first preseason game. I think we're about a week away now. We're a week away from first preseason game.
6 days.
6 days. Okay. So they're playing on Thursday then, huh?
Yes. Okay.
All right. So we're getting some early football here, getting some film. I'm excited about that. And so we're pretty close. Training camp's almost over then. So then it's just like practice, kind of half training camp, half let's get ready for the next game type of shit they're really going to be doing next. But how are you feeling so far, Glenn?
Good. I'm just happy to have some real football to talk about. I know it's training camp, but the storylines and stuff, it's not. Yes, there's speculation, but they've given us a pretty action-packed camp to talk about. Yeah. So not only as a fan am I excited, also a little, surprised by a few things, which I'm sure we'll talk about tonight. But I'm also excited to talk about this. Like, this is really I think if you're a Raiders content creator, I think you're really excited about this offseason. You have Wilkins if you're like the TMZ type, and then you got a bunch of, if you're a training camp guy, like storylines and speculations, they're surely doing a lot of that. And then if you're just like a, hey, what could this team be kind of guy, and if you want to, paint from either lens, you can find ways to be a doomer or super positive about them. So really excited.
Yeah, me too, man. It feels just a lot of optimism. That's what I would say. A lot of optimism.
Yeah.
Just because I think what's coming out of camp, especially after the last 2 years, I think it's just a lot of positivity from offense and defense. It's kind of equal. Like, you'll see Geno throwing 3 touchdowns one day, you see guys getting interceptions the next day. It's kind of back and forth, which I like. I like that it's back and forth. Like, one day offense wins, one day defense wins, and you're seeing more consistency just out of the news, right? And then, of course, the Christian Wilkins stuff, and then signing Colton Miller, and you talk about Jacoby Myers might be up next. We're talking about that too, and then a lot of the storylines that are coming out of there with some of the battles and some of the surprises that maybe we weren't expecting this guy to be the ones, and this guy's playing with the ones. It feels like it's just true competition in training camp. It is no joke. That is not a lie. That is a real thing. It is always compete for real, and that's a real learning too, as well, man.
You know what? Somebody said I was moving in and out on voice to brag, of course, but I do have a new setup. So if it is giving it, please in the comments, please let us know. No, you're a competition, because it's really funny. Like, everyone has to remind you anytime something happens, they go, "Hey, Pete Carroll, competition." Every time they tell you that. I think it's weird. I think he is so confident in certain players that Jackson Powers-Johnson, right?
Yeah.
He might like Jackson Powers-Johnson. I think what's happening is, I like you so much you can beat anybody on this team. Hey, is this guy looking like just as good as you? Like, why is this the case? Like, it's this thing. Like, I'm so like, if I was like Marcus, all my closest friends for dinner, and I go, who's paying for dinner? Who's my closest friend? Like, I feel like it's this kind of thing. Like, this elevation. Like, you're so great. I think the world of you. You can beat this person. Like, hey, if I'm so great, why don't I have the starting job? He's like, no. If I thought, like, no. I want you to win a competition all the time. I will say, like, not to say, but Pete Carroll's, his wife is. I mean, is there competition? I'm kidding. I'm messing up. Like,
I mean, he always competes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah. See, what the thing is with just this whole thing, and that's kind of what's making the storylines, though, right? I mean, it's giving us a whole bunch of shit to talk about. Let's keep it real. Like, it's not just kind of this, oh, this guy's gonna play, and it's the same ones every single day. Like, it's changing up. There's different ones, and cornerback. There's the only thing that seems kind of set. I mean, besides offensive line, of course, is like the wide receivers and some of those guys. I think that situation seems kind of set, but everything else is just up in the air, man. I mean, some of the safeties are playing pretty well. It's just. We're going to see a lot in the preseason. I think preseason is going to matter a lot. I mean, you're talking about how they're hyping up Samir White. So it's just getting crazy out here.
Yeah, okay. It does sound like people can't hear me very well. I don't know why. You hear me? You're not hearing me going staticky or anything?
No, I'm not hearing you go static.
I know that's weird, but apparently, is there something up the? If it's just me, I don't know. Everything looks good on my end, but
Oh yeah, let me get in.
maybe it's the stream. It could be the stream. Yeah, I don't know. I'm like, that's weird because I'm like,
it.
if you don't hear it, I don't hear it. It's well, I don't know. Yeah. I think it's something. I think it was the YouTube. I think maybe it was a YouTube thing or something or anything. Because I think okay, well, we'll just keep going then. I guess.
Yeah, man.
It's live, guys. It's live. I hate to break it.
Are we good? Are we here? Good here, guys? We good now?
Okay, yeah. Sure. You guys are doing some mind games with me right now, and the thing they're like, you sound great. You sound terrible. Yeah.
Because he says stream was dropping frames for him. So, okay, we're good.
Okay,
we're good now.
Well, yeah, that's okay. Yeah, no, the competition thing is great though, because at the end of the day, I do like the fact that like when they cut somebody, they lost, right? Like they lost the training camp battle. Like they lost, it's like they lost the battle. Now that being said, I do still think like at the corner position, I think it's interesting. I think there's competition, but like can Ja'Cory Bennett win a corner competition? Can he actually win it? I don't know that he can.
So.
I don't think he's tall enough. So it is weird. Yeah. I think it's competition, but there is still like a 6'2" corners that run 4.3s, that's the competition. Not so much, hey, this 5'10" guy on the boundary, like I feel like he's like, and that doesn't tackle, at least on tape, I think I'm asking these questions in a way like draft predictions next year. I think we'll have a better grasp on.
It's gonna be super interesting just to see how things work out after the games too. I think the games are gonna matter more than ever than we usually think. I mean, a lot of times with a lot of these coaches, the preseason games don't matter at all. I think it's going to be like straight up just great. You know what I mean? Just like a lot of kind of just working it out and trying to figure out exactly what's happening there. So I don't know. There's just
yeah. I mean, hopefully on the replay at least it doesn't get messed up. Yeah, froze for sight. I think they're back now. So okay. Well, anyways, what I was saying, and for anybody who missed the last couple minutes of this, was like I was saying, I love that there's competition. I do wonder though, like can a guy like Ja'Cory Bennett who doesn't fit a size threshold win a competition? Can he actually, by outplaying DeCamerion Richardson, can he actually win that competition? Like we'll find out. I'm not so sure the answer is no yet, but it does seem like anybody who's been at those practices say like, hey, Bennett's playing well. Like he's playing really well. So I guess what I mean is for anybody in the chat who missed that is like, I love that the's competition, but like it's got to be. I think it's a competition between guys that are like the same size. Like though you must be this tall to get in the club.
Yeah, and honestly, I think Bennett still could make the team. So that's what kind of where my feel is. Because I think they still want the depth. I still think they like him, but where he makes the team at, I still think they're to keep him as a corner. I just don't see him. I just don't see him just like falling off all the way that far. Like who beats him out, right? I mean, even if you have JT Woods and you have Darian Porter, I mean, you're still gonna have, and maybe you have Greedy Vance. I think you still keep him. Like there has to be a good group of corners, right? And it's gonna be super interesting to see how that keeps working out with him, because I just think you gotta work it out with him. But we'll talk about that a little bit more later here. It looks like the people just have to close the app.
Yeah, it is what it is, guys. Yeah, well, either way, hopefully we'll have no problems going on from that. But
yeah, for sure.
So much you can do. In this
I know, right, bro? All right. What's happening with PJ working with the second team today? And we're definitely gonna talk about that today. But yeah, that is super interesting.
Yeah, very, very interesting. Well, I'm glad. I'm excited to see where you're at with this, because I don't know where your head's at with it. I still don't know where I'm at with it, but hey,
yeah, we'll deep dive into that, because like that deserves a deep dive for real, bro. Do you think we actually can afford Parsons or McLaurin, and what are you willing to give up for each?
I don't want to do any kind of big name free agent right now. I'm done with all that. Any trade that we make right now, I feel like we automatically lose. Like when it's like a big money guy, big trade, big contract, and then it's like, oh, I don't like football anymore. Like it just seems to be what happens with the Raiders. And clearly like the temptation of Parsons and Crosby would be crazy, but I'd just be like, you'd have to trade Wilson or Kuntz in that trade. And I would guess Wilson would be the one that you would include. If I'm the Cowboys, that's what, I don't know. You have to see a little less than Jamar Chase's yearly. And I don't know what that is, but his market value is up there, but he's also 30 years old, or he's been in the league a while. He's toiled. We know do well, but I think right now to ride that out, like Tucker, you have a number of people who can contribute at the receiving position. I expect at least one or two of them to fill those roles, whether that's Besh, or Thornton, one of those two guys having a big rookie year, and then with Tucker having a big third year. I think between that, Parsons would be the one I'd do it for, but the Raiders right now seem to lose those things all the time. And I'm sorry, that's not sound analysis, but we're just not in a good spot right now with these big trades.
No. I mean, if I was going to do one of them, it would be Parsons. But Parsons, I think trading for McLaurin is just, if the Raiders didn't have so many targets, like, when you see how Michael Mayer is playing in camp, and then you see, Brock Bowers, and you got Jacoby Myers, he's playing really well in camp.
Yeah.
And Trey Tucker's having a really good camp. And then Dante Thornton is having a good camp. You know what I mean? Jack Bash is having a good camp. Like, what really do we need to go get Terry McLaurin?
Yeah. Oh, no, I don't think so. Because, it sounds like the wide receiver and corner battles are like the best part of camp right now. It sounds like both position groups are playing really well. So to me, Parsons is the one where you're like, fuck it. Like, let's do it. Like you can picture yourself like the Bears when they traded for Mac. Like you can kind of, not to remind anybody of that, but you can picture yourself like in that position to do it. And I saw that on Bovada, the Raiders have the best odds of trading for him. I'm like, that doesn't sound right. I would bet against that. I would bet against that personally. I would take like a team like Carolina would do it. Like a team like Carolina, they got the rookie deal. They're not in the division, so Dallas can at least, get them out of the division. And I think they need that on defense. So I could see them doing that with Derek Brown and being like, yeah, screw it. You know what I mean? We got our wide receiver core set. The Raiders, in my opinion, I think they're just going to have to kind of compete on the roster, and then make small moves. Make some of the best moves I've seen the Raiders make have been small ones. Like even going back to Crabtree. Just these kind of deals like that seem to be the way. Spillane, like with his first initial contract, those seem to be the good moves they make. Right now, they're gonna have to draft and develop. That's just the way. They got 11 rookies this year. They're doing it exactly the way they want to do it. I wouldn't do that. I think Pete's been burned trading for Jamal Adams, trading for Jimmy Graham. Doesn't mean he won't try it again, but I don't think so.
Yeah, I think Mike Parsons will go to the Bills.
That'd be pretty sick, to be honest. Especially because they're on Hard Knocks. Especially because they're on Hard Knocks, so that'd be kind of sick.
I don't know how they could afford that, but
yeah,
that would be the perfect fit, because that's exactly what the Bills need. The Bills need like a Michael Parsons. Exactly what they need.
Right.
Change their whole team. JPJ got working with Max, came in good shape. So what's going on? Best 5 linemen is not including Alex Kappa. And someone among the people. He's 332 on.
I was say it's more than that. Yeah.
Yeah, he is. So he's not playing around. He wants to be the starting guard for sure.
I mean, the thing is, if you're getting your butt kicked by Chris Jones, which, let's be clear, everybody in the league gets their ass kicked by Chris Jones, but like when it's just Chris Jones is bigger and stronger than you, rather than he's beating you with technique, because I think Parham's pretty technically sound. Get it. Don't lose the job. Like, that's the reason is you just not being strong enough, or whatever, any of these terms that we value. Doing it at like a 300 even, like get a little bit bigger. So it sounds like he's having a good camp. It doesn't sound like he's blowing anybody away, but it sounds like they're not playing around with where he's at on the line. And Alex Kappa probably had an edge on him coming in terms of name recognition for Spy Tech. But Pete probably didn't care about any of that. He's probably like, good depth. I think the offensive line, I think we have questions up 15 perhaps. Like I think we're a little better on it. But I also depth this year. Like they have these guys that I think have played before, that they're not all the backups are going to be guys that have played and started games before. Like that's pretty good.
Yeah. I agree with that, dude. Let's get to the next question here. Should the Raiders trade for Michael Parsons? So we kind of talked about that a little bit, but
they shouldn't, but it'd be fun. I mean, that's my thing. They shouldn't, but it would be really fun. It's a luxury thing. It's something you do, and if that happened, we would be like, holy shit, if we have a 10-point lead in the fourth quarter, nobody's beating us. That'd be nice.
I mean, if you were going to trade Malcolm Kuntz for somebody, I mean that would be it. You know what I mean?
Kuntz a first and a second, I bet, is what it would take.
Yeah,
which would be a lot. It'd be a lot, but some people would do it. I don't know if I would. To be honest, I'm not sure I would. I think Parsons is really good, but something's off about it. He doesn't play the run well. Like I'm kind of like,
oh yeah, he is a pass rusher.
Yeah. So it's kind of like, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what he ends up getting. I don't think teams are going to do Khalil Mack and Jalen Ramsey. That was like the highest selling point for like non-quarterbacks. And Jamal Adams, you know, when I don't think people are trading 2 first-round picks for position players anymore. People just aren't. So we'll see. It depends on what the price is. They say his value's starting at 2 first, but if he's not playing for the Cowboys, they're going to have to get rid of him for less.
Yeah, for sure. Did you see John Middlecoff say that the Raiders are the hipster team this year?
I agree. Mean? I actually agree with John Middlecoff. So what does it mean? Okay.
Yeah, break it down.
Okay. So Geno Smith, if you ask your coworkers about Geno Smith, let's say your coworkers aren't really like online, they're kind of just they watch the games. A lot of them are going to go, that guy's all right. Yeah, he's like battle. You know, I remember him like with he's played pretty good for the Seahawks. If you ask online analytics nerds, which I believe is the hipster, where the hipsters look at, people love Geno Smith. People talk about Geno Smith is the film, the analytics, the deep throw. People that know stuff like that are the people. Trey Tucker. Can you tell anybody at work that Trey Tucker's good? No, but you can tell people on the internet because he has the worst completion percentage, or was it like a bad target rate on open down the field. So like the Raiders are that team that I think everybody wants to buy low on because that's what hipsters are.
Yeah.
And if you know any hipsters, they're going to be like, hey, vinyl's coming back. So they got all vinyl in their house, whiskeys, all of these things. Like if you knew hipsters, which I did. That's why the Raiders, they are the buy low team. The Dolphins were that team a few years ago. I remember with the Tua and Tyreek Hill and all that stuff. Like that was kind of a thing. Hipsters want to be before everybody, and I think there are people that are buying low on the Raiders and riding Raider coin to the moon.
Yeah, and I agree with you on that. And that's exactly what I was thinking when I saw Middlecoff say that. When I saw that. Right. Yeah, he's right because they're going to actually people are going to make a lot of Geno plays bad, and the Raiders fans get on him, and people try to get upset about maybe some of the bad plays he might make in a game they lose. They're going to be posting about the good throws he makes. He was put top 10 by one of them. I forgot which one it was. I don't know if it was Charles Robinson or one of those guys put him top 10, right? The analytical guys really like him. Just because he does have good stats. I mean, not from especially last year, not from a touchdown interception ratio, but from just like moving the football, big plays, those type of things. But that's why I still like him in this offense because I think Chip Kelly's gonna make it really easy for him, and they're gonna run the damn ball. And he's had a decent run game, but I think this running game is gonna be crazy. I do.
Yeah, no, I get it. Like I absolutely get it. I think we're having Wi-Fi, some sort of things again. I don't know. I don't think
it's not tripping on our side, on my side.
It's actually crystal clear. It's just there's nothing we can do. Yeah, but guys, if you get out of your app, refresh it, something, switch to data. I have no idea. Somebody put Cricket Mobile. Somebody said Cricket Mobile. That's rude to assume about somebody, but the nobody in here is on that. Yeah. But I know you guys watching on a plane or something.
As I say, I'm not even plugged into my Wi-Fi. I'm actually plugged into the
Oh, you Ethernet?
thing.
Damn, you're Ethernet right now? Crazy.
Yeah, I'm Ethernet in, dog.
So. Yeah, I literally So, anyways, I think they're the hipster team. I would call it like Reddit as well. Like Reddit always seems to be early on these teams. These ones where people go, they're like folk heroes. You know what I'm saying? Like the Raiders can be like a folk hero. Like they're in a division where nobody wants to see the Chiefs win anymore. Right. So like the Chargers were this team, I think, when Harbaugh got there. The Chargers were this team every offseason, usually. They have their own separate hipster fandom. Like they're like the Grateful Dead or like Fish or something. They have all this. But you have with the Raiders, they're I think we all believe that they are. I still think they're about a year away from being that like dangerous team that nobody wants to play. But I think they're going to be really fun. I think what NBA fans, to put it in NBA terms, I think the Raiders are going to be a league pass team this year. Like where it's like when the Pistons are entertaining or something. Like, and like maybe they're not winning the division or anything, but they're really fun to watch because they have Genty, Bowers, Geno, good defense, or defense that can at least sack the quarterback or something like that. So we'll see.
Okay. Yeah. I agree. I was trying to check out the stream here, bro. So I was trying to watch it, just make sure we're good. Yeah.
I think it sounds like it's
yeah, because I even went on YouTube. I just wanted to check it. It looked all right.
Yeah, it's stick with us, guys. I guess. Yeah.
All right. All right. Before we get to the next question, let's get to extensions. So Colton Miller, got a big extension. It's 3 years, $66 million. What was the guarantee for it? So we got a pretty good damn good guarantee there.
Yeah.
And then so it's he's locked in. He's locked in. What do you think about that, Glenn?
We should retire here. I think he's really good. Is he a Hall of Fame? One of those guys. Like, it's funny. He kind of reminds me of Lincoln Kennedy a little bit. Isn't that? You think about anybody who like knows ball knows Lincoln Kennedy was good, but like he's not a household name, or anything. And he kind of has that like aura. Solid. It doesn't make sense to have that position in limbo when you have a veteran quarterback and a coach coming in that's going to want to win right away. And then also, I want to know your thoughts on this, but also I was talking to you about this in the DMs, right? If Charles Grant camp, do you think Colton Miller gets this?
No.
Yeah, I don't think so. Like the Josh Simmons tape that we see from like people.
Yeah.
That's why they did this, right? With Jacob. Now, Jack Bech is having a good camp, and I know the Raiders and Myers are talking, I'm sure, but I think they went into camp knowing they were going to draft at these two positions, and they were going to go, hey, let's see if we can get out of extending one of these two guys. Let's just see. Let's just see if when somebody blows us away, do you think it would have happened?
Yeah, with Charles Grant, if Charles Grant was balling, of course, it wouldn't happen because I think the left tackle position is such a premier position that you only can get it really in the first round. I mean, if you want a premier left tackle, and you're not playing around about it, you have to draft that guy in the first round. If he's not a first round pick at left tackle, he's probably not going to be a super stud. I mean, the only guy that you really think of off the top of my head is the Jordan. Can't think of his last name from the Eagles, right? Yeah,
Mailata, yeah,
Mailata, right? If that just about him and everybody else, they're all first round picks from Sewell to every single player. Darashaw, you keep going, all the best left tackles of the league. Trent Williams, they're all like top 10 first round picks. You have to draft that early. It's like a quarterback, right? I mean, you can get a quarterback later in the draft, and you might hit and get lucky. But if you really want to hit, your best chances are taking one in the first round, and that's the same thing with offensive linemen. So you have to really lock that in if you don't have one. So it's just when you want a premier left tackle, it has to be a really high player, and if it's not like Charles Grant's not out there just absolutely balling, and
right.
And Jaw Joyner's having a great camp, so kind of tells.
I mean, Jaw Joyner could be whooping Dalton Wagner's ass. We don't know.
Yeah, it could be, but you know what I'm saying. It's just usually it has to be a first round pick. I know some people are saying like it needs to be Bakhtari was a mid round pick. Yeah, I mean, there's Tom Brady was a 6th round pick, guys. But
the Colts guy that just got paid, Raymond, I think Bernard Raymond.
Yeah,
he was a bit. But again, would you say Bernard Raymond is a top tackle in the league? No, he might be. I mean, the Colts. He's very good. No, I see what you're saying. More often than not, that is a position you got to attack early. Like there's certain guys move. Like if a tackle moves a certain way and is a certain size, they don't get past the first round for the most time. Like, and what I mean is you're fighting trend, you're fighting against nature a lot of times when you draft one later. Now, that being said, I still think you can draft and develop somebody like Grant, which is clearly with this extension what they plan to do. You're hoping that after 2 or 3 years, if Colton Miller's like, hey, I'm 32 years old, like maybe a 1-year deal, but we'll see. They'll say, well, okay, Grant's been killing it in camp. And I know that I laughed when I saw the video today, and he might have been doing this all camp, but I thought it was funny. You see he's helping Charles Grant. All right, Charles techniques and stuff. The videos all come up now, or anything like that. Like I'm sure he was helping before, but I found it very funny that a video was going around today of Colton Miller helping Charles Grant. But I think it's great. I think Miller is this is like the kind of the outlier for the Raiders. Like they don't do this. And the reason they are where they are, I mean, Cleveland, Jonathan Abram, a lot of these guys, even guys like Amari Cooper, who were good, you know,
Yeah.
this guy just knows, they're good. You know, conversely, you have the Josh McDaniels, let's extend everybody and then get rid of them a year later. I'm choosing to say this is a good sign.
This is smart as hell. I mean, they did the right thing. So it's just they gotta start signing up some of these other guys too, like Jacoby Myers. They're probably gonna start working on that too. But this was the best thing they could do. And you're right, Glenn. I mean, you got to think about this. This is John Gruden's first draft pick, right?
That's true.
Yeah, it's John Gruden's first draft pick. He's the only guy left from that 2018 team, right? Mm-hmm. Crosby is like the only one left from 2019, I believe, right?
Crosby's from 2019. Yeah, there's 4 guys left. It's AJ Cole.
They drafted AJ Cole, huh?
Well, no. I just mean 4 guys from Oakland still left. I think it's Cole, Crosby, Miller, and I thought somebody else, and I don't know why I can't get it right, but yeah, I thought they said there were 4. So, but either way, those are the guys, and I'm glad. I mean, I'm glad to have that. So that's. I think he looks healthy. That's the good thing too. He was not healthy last year. So he's was it Carlson? Was Carlson there in Oakland?
Yeah, I think so. 2019.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I thought he got there in 2020. Yeah. Sweet. Yeah. That's the 4th one then, because they did say there were 4. Yeah. So and you talk about kicker and a punter, which doesn't really count to me, in my opinion. You have a good one. Those are easy to keep forever. I don't know what I mean is you're not like, should I trade this guy for 2 first-round picks? Like, you're never having these discussions. If they're worth this shit, you keep them. So, and that's not discrediting Cole and Carlson. They're both great. I just mean keeping Crosby and Miller to me is a little bit different than keeping your kicker and punt.
Yeah. Let's see some more questions here. Nothing really here. Are the Raiders planning on getting a QB in the draft next year? If they are, I don't think they would trade for Parsons.
It's tough to say what they're planning next year. I don't even know what they're doing this year. Like, and I mean that in a good way. Like, I don't know who's going to win some of these training camp battles. So in terms of, are they going to draft a quarterback next year? No idea. I'll tell you what, if Geno Smith has an awesome year and the Raiders are in the playoffs, then no, they're not.
No, they're not.
They're not. They're going to go with the known commodity. I think Geno has to stink this year or get really badly hurt, which I don't even want to say right now. But like, if one of those 2 things happen, they'll be right in there because honestly, their draft pick will be high. So you by nature, you're going to be thinking about doing that one way or another. But if they're picking in, anywhere from 18 to the end, let's say, I would say they're not going to be thinking about that. I think they're going to just keep chipping away, keep gathering, take what falls to them. I like Spytek's process, so I'm really excited about what they do, even with later picks as they start winning.
Yeah. I mean, it all depends too, like who falls to them too, and where they're picking at. Right, and how they finish to them that they might like. It all depends on how Geno plays, regardless. If Geno balls this year, they're not taking a quarterback at all.
No,
so let's keep it real. But if it's like up and down, inconsistent,
right,
then we can start having that conversation. That's really what it's going to be about. Is like that conversation of what it looks like after Geno actually gets some reps in, and we actually see how he starts playing. Then we could talk about, are we going to take a quarterback? Because if he comes out there and he balls, right, and he plays better in the end zone, in the red zone than ever before, or he just keeps balling and having a really good season, maybe one of his best years that he's ever had, then they're not getting rid of him at all. But it all depends on how he performs, and then we can have that conversation for real.
Yeah, and I think if they're anywhere in from 8 wins and up, I think Geno's job is safe. I think 7 wins and under, depending on what happened, of course. I mean, there's a million ways to lose a lot of games in the NFL, and there's a million ways to win a lot of games in the NFL. That's why we love it. But we'll be able. I don't know if it's going to be like a Derek Carr situation. I don't think Pete Carroll operates that way. I think when he's done with somebody. But selfishly, I'm just excited to see the way Geno looks. I mean, people were talking about in camp like, oh, interception, at the beginning, but the last few days, it sounds like he's been out of control, like just good, like just people like you can't guard him, or can't guard him, and it doesn't sound like defense is folding. It sounds like they're finding ways to attack this defense and doing that. So I'm excited about Geno, especially with Genty and everything.
Yeah, I'm excited about Geno too. I do think Chip Kelly's gonna cook, guys. To me, it's not even really about Geno, because we see Aiden O'Connell's cooking there. Everybody's starting to say, is he having a better camp than Geno Smith? And I'm like, well, he's playing with Chip Kelly. Like, Aiden O'Connell will go out there and throw 25 and 6 with Chip Kelly. You know what I mean? Like, this is such. I mean, it's.
O'Connell reminds me of Foles a little bit at times. I'm telling you, like, and Chip Kelly Chip Kelly caused one of the worst memories of Raider history. Was Nick Foles 7 touchdowns? Wasn't that with Chip Kelly? Nick Foles 7 touchdowns against the Raiders. Yeah. Like I'm telling you. But I will say with Aiden, I'm excited that I think even if Geno misses a game or something, I feel like the game's not over if we have to start O'Connell if he's cooking in this Kelly scheme. Like sounds great.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, if you just look at it from that perspective, it's like, damn, they might have like the best backup quarterback in the league at this point.
Up there. I mean, definitely a premium one. And who knows? After this year, somebody might call you about Aiden O'Connell.
Yeah. You know
and then it gets interesting. Then, like, because if he's good, right? If he's like really good, some team will call you and say, "I'll give you a 3rd-round pick for him."
Mm-hmm.
And then you're talking top 100. Maybe you see what you have in camp. The Raiders have not had this ability for the last 20 years to where they can draft and develop talent. Patriots were able to get a 2nd-round pick for Garoppolo, despite having their entrenched starter. This is what I want the Raiders to become, is a talent factory.
Yeah, because if he plays well and in preseason, which I think he will, because like I said, I think Chief Kelly's going to cook, no matter even if it's preseason. If he plays well, then yeah, maybe you can work something out with him. But in my opinion, I think he's great to have, even with Chip Kelly, if he is picking it up well, just in case goes down or something happens. Right? There's nothing wrong with AOC coming in that way. Like even if you're AOC skeptic as a starter, just like I am, right? Of
course.
Him coming in playing 3 games, great. if I wanted any other backup quarterback to come up and play 3 games for the Raiders with kind of this team and with Chip Kelly and all these guys, he's fine with me playing 3 games. And maybe the Raiders win 2, maybe they figure it out. I don't know, but from a backup perspective, let's keep it real. Like, he's a pretty good backup. That's all I'll say about him.
Yeah. No, I think just the people they're so. Everybody knows injuries are a thing, but people just don't seem to factor them in the regular season. A lot of times, like, people just go, well, we have this and this will be this all year. And I'm like, no, guys get hurt. Like, Geno runs around from time to time. God forbid Geno takes a weird hit out of bounds, has to miss a game or 2. Like, you need a guy to come in. It all depends on how the Raiders view themselves. Like, if Pete sounds like he wants to win with what's going on the roster right now. Like, he said that quote. He's like, I come here I win 10 games is what I do. Is basically what he said. You want 10 games won and a tough team in the playoffs, that's me. And I think if they think that, I think AOC is the backup, because you want a guy that can come in and start, and again, if you have him for 8 games, we'll all be that, we'll all be like, oh yeah, we'll just say,
it's 3 max. Let him come in for 3. That's what I say. Let him come, give me 3,
or even a part of a game. You know what I'm saying? Like 2nd quarter, something happens. Like, remember last year when the Raiders playing the Rams really tough?
Yeah,
and then they kept back and forth. O'Connell hurts his thumb. Minshew comes in, they stink. Like, it was just like, you don't want to have that happen. Obviously, there's always a drop off when you have a starter, especially of Geno's caliber. But this is a good quarterback room, I think.
Yeah, it is. I agree with that.
Man, Anthony was going to start looking up quarterback 40 times in the next draft in the chat. He's just 0. You cannot stand in the pocket whatsoever. He wants his quarterbacks doing up
3 games, guys. Just 3, right? We get to the 4th and the 5th game. Yeah, we're like, oh, I don't know. 3, I'm good. Give me. I can get 3 Aiden O'Connell games, and I think the Raiders can survive. They could survive those games if they're a good team, right? If they end up being a good football team, they can survive those games.
You want to be able to at least win 1 out of the 3 games, at least 1, maybe 2, but like you want to be able to do that. Whereas in the past, the Raiders, it was just like Connor Cook, these guys where they have no business playing, no business playing football. I remember when Kyle Bowler was starting for the Raiders. It's just like we have 0 chance in this game whatsoever.
Yeah. Oh my God, the Kyle Bowler was awful.
So against the Chiefs, I remember, and they put Palmer in, and they didn't even plan on playing. They're like, "Fine, put him out there. He hasn't played in 3 years. He hasn't played football in 2 years. Please just put him out here. End this old Yeller style." Yeah.
Oh my God, he was so terrible. Good Lord. Oh, man. Awful flashback right there. Does Jamal Adams make this team? Does Jamal Adams play make an impact? Your thoughts, Glenn?
Man, I don't like. This is weird because I've coming out. I like Jamal Adams a lot at LSU. I thought he was like generational. Good with the Jets. Obviously good with the Jets. You don't get traded for 2 first-round picks if you're not any good. With the Seahawks, he definitely could do some stuff in the pass rush, but like now I'm just like, wait, this guy's gonna play linebacker and it's gonna work. And to me, I know Pete has these ideas and they've worked in the past. I'm a scarred Raider fan. So I'm not going these Devin Whites and Jamal Adams. I got to see it. And when I say I got to see it, it's got to be like 2 games and then I'll buy it. And I'm like, oh, yeah, they're back. They're back. But right now I'm always just like, this to me sound like, I'm not trying to be, but like, remember when I told you guys, like let's say like when the Raiders signed Justin Tuck or Jordy Nelson, these guys like that, where they're like, oh, Jordy looks better than ever. And then he's on the Raiders. You're like, thanks. No, he's not any good. You know, like just these guys are done. So I'm hoping for the Eichenbergs and I'm hoping for these guys, these young talent on the team. And I know they want to use Jamal Adams as a blitzer. I just got to see it. So yeah. I guess he is going to make the team. I didn't think he was when they first going to sign him, but they sound like they love him. But I tell you, this defense is so confusing to me. I can't believe this is what they're going to do.
Yeah, I think he's going to make the team because I think he's going to blitz. That's all he's going to do, which is fine with me, as long as he doesn't like play like safety. Because he can't play safety anymore, man. He can't really tackle anymore either. Jamal Adams just hasn't put good film out there in a while. So let's just say that. That's all I got to say.
Right.
We're betting like, and even Devin White, which we'll talk about a little bit later in our buy and sell section. I mean, he hasn't really played good football in a while either. So we're playing on like Pete Carroll. We're playing, Pete Carroll coach him up. That's what we're playing right here now. They're like, can Pete Carroll get these guys going? And maybe he can. Maybe he can.
Hey, I mean, I'll put it this way: you will see no Raider fan happier than me. I'll be shocked. Like it's just like, wait, why is this all working out? This is crazy. And realistically, it's like maybe one of them works out. Maybe Devin White, maybe Jamal Adams. But like you said, it's like it's been forever since these guys have been good. So it's just like we're not even like I know Devin White was going through some things. I understand that, but it's kind of like since he's come into the league, there's been weaknesses. Like he was a tackle merchant. He would get a lot of tackles, which is good for a linebacker. I mean, you want a lot of tackles, but in coverage, he's always been terrible. And it's just like there's just certain things, and you look at everybody on this roster, and I think they can, out of the linebacking core, they can get a good veteran group, like a solid veteran group, to not be like a liability. But I'm just not sure, man. I'm just not sure with this Jamal Adams, Devin White revival thing. The Raiders have tried this so many times, and I understand Pete's a better coach than everybody else we tried it under, but I don't know.
Yeah, bro. Next question here. Hearing that Armand Membu is already impressing his team, how good does Genty need to be for our choice to look like the right one? Eddie loves offensive alignment. He's consistent.
He still doesn't even want Brock Bowers.
He's consistent.
He thinks he's just like Brock Bowers is not better than Fuaga.
I appreciate consistency, though. I appreciate that.
You guys want to hear what a hipster take is? If you guys still don't know what a hipster take is, that's that, by the way. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Artisan coffee, stuff like that. But hey, I got some hipster tendencies myself, so that's that I would love. No, I don't know. I mean, Membu, I like Membu. I mean, I wanted the Raiders to take him. Like, I'll say that much. I did like him a lot. I think Genty, with the way Genty's been looking and running routes, and I mean, again, we're talking about against Devin White, we're talking about against guys that can't cover, but he does. I saw Ted Wynn talking about this. If you look at the way McCaffrey runs routes versus the way Genty's looked in the camp, it's actually not that different. And you're like, okay, if they're able to get Christian McCaffrey out of him, and let's be real, I think Ashton Genty could handle the between the tackle stuff a little better than Christian McCaffrey can. Scary, and I would take that number one. I would. I'm telling you, like, that is game changer stuff. And I think their O-line is going to be okay. I think it's going to be fine. I don't think they're going to have a bad O-line this year. So that's just, and I think, like I said, they have some depth. The way I think you're going to get 5 years. I think the debate on Genty is 5 years from now. What do we do? Not what is he right now. Yeah.
Let's get it. So Eddie's just consistent. I'm like,
I love it. I'm saying this as he likes to get.
We appreciate you, Eddie. What you think about what's this position on the roster?
Man, I'll say defensive tackle, but honestly, the line as a whole, defensive line. I never thought I'd say this. Right about this current concept. I'm telling you right now, like that defensive tackle group. You want to talk about ifs? I mean, There's a lot of ifs on that defensive tackle group. I'm hoping they're going to be able to get a camp like a camp cut from somebody in there. But right now, it's defensive tackle. I think even with Wilkins, who to be fair, I don't think Wilkins can play football right now for anybody. I think his foot is completely messed up, and I think so either way, I don't think they had Wilkins this year, and I've been saying that for a long time that they just plan on him being out for a lot longer and now forever, personally, from the Raiders. Laulu, let's see, right? Let's see. Adam Butler is good at setting up people to get sacks, but we need a guy in the middle that gets pressure and gets the quarterback down. And then Kuntz, it's like with Kuntz off of I'm talking about the whole D line right now. Kuntz off an ACL on a position that requires bend. Let's see. We can't ask him to be too much. Tyrie needs to get his shit together. Is basically what I'm saying. Yeah. If Tyrie is good, then the whole D line is fine. But I see the most problems even in camp right now. It just seems like nobody's that excited about the D line. It seems like its corners are playing well.
Gino's making a lot of plays.
Yeah.
From the pocket.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, what do you think? What's your weakest position group?
Oh, I forgot to answer that question. I would agree with you, bro. To be honest, I even said that when me and Matt went live the other day.
Yeah,
it literally is at this point. If you think about it, I mean, you could go safety maybe because we just don't know what those guys are going to be like.
Safety maybe. Yeah.
I mean, do we trust Lonnie Johnson? I mean, BD said Lonnie Johnson's good, so I'm like, okay, I'm all right. So.
Did you hear what Pete Carroll said about Lonnie Johnson? Like, according, I watched Lonnie Johnson did like a little presser. He was like on the auxiliary press thing, like not the main one, but he was talking, and he was saying that Pete Carroll for the last when he finally knew he could get Lonnie Johnson, he was like, I've been trying to get you to Seattle this whole time on 1-year deals. He's been trying to get Lonnie Johnson to play for him forever. I think Lonnie's making this team. I think Lonnie's gonna be playing a lot of nickel.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I think they're going to do some weird configurations on defense that we're just not ready for. But you're right. I think the safety group. But anyways, keep going. You were talking about the safety group. I think that's a good call.
Yeah, because the safety group is a little iffy, right? But I think the defensive line is just the biggest concern because, it's like we're hoping, right? I do just another DJ asked question, but I think it's about Devin White and Jamal Adams. They're healthy now. That means something, right?
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah. Okay, so if I gets a better chance to bounce back than Jamal Adams, I think Jamal Adams is kind of done.
I agree.
Just because I think his position, what he does at safety, is done in the NFL. Baker is kind of what Jamal Adams used to be, but Budda Baker could play high now, right? I think that's kind of you got to be if you're going to be a box safety in the NFL, you got to be able to do both. Right. And Jamal Adams can't do both. And I think this is just so he's not lasting as long. So I think what he can do on the field is just a little bit lower than what Devin White's potential is. Because you need a different scenery. And so it could be something like that with him. But that's kind of the thing. What does Jamal Adams really can do overall to really help this football team besides blitz?
Yeah, I know. And let me ask you something. Somebody like me, when a non-defense, and might sound like, oh, obviously it's this guy. It might be a completely dumb question, but what's stopping an offense going, okay, we have Jamal Adams on the field, they're gonna blitz. So what does that do for your third? You're right. It's like what you said. Like you can't do anything else. So it's like when you're on the field, I know exactly what number. Let's say I don't know what number is 33.
Yeah.
Let's say 33. What 33 is on the field? He's rushing. Maybe they're gonna disguise it and send drop somebody else out, but I know he's rushing. So to me, that's the weirdest part about this. Pete Carroll's smarter than me, so let's see. But I'm also like, I've heard this song and dance before that they've just figured out this guy who hasn't been good in 5 years. He'll be great for us.
See, the thing is, what you'd have to do, Glenn. You're right. You'd have to put him in zone sometimes, right? You'd have to.
And then what? And then what?
I mean, you'd have to switch it up. I think he could probably play zone. It's just he just hasn't tackled well in a long time, and that's a little bit of his issue. Right. He hasn't tackled well in a long time. Either is Devin White, and it's kind of like those like we're hoping that they become better players, right? That's basically what we're saying.
Shout out my guy Tommy Eichenberg, though. He is quietly just getting first team reps.
He's sneaking in there. He's sneaking in. Tommy's sneaking in.
I'm just saying he needs to have a huge preseason.
Oh yeah, for sure.
He needs to have a huge. He didn't have one last year. Let's be real. He didn't play preseason last year, so.
Yeah, I think Lindenberg's gonna have a good preseason, and I just think if we have the Bergs, they already have a nickname. If we can get those two guys to be the linebackers, bro, I think
the Berg brothers. Yeah, you could do the little Mark McGuire, Jose Canseco thing with them. Yeah,
exactly. You got it. All right, so let's talk about Jacoby Myers. Maybe get an extension here real quick, and then we'll get into some of this camp talk. So Jacoby Myers might be up next. Do you think he deserves an extension?
He deserves one, but I don't think they're going to do it.
You think they're going to do it?
I think Jack Bech is Jacoby Myers. So, in a way, and I think he has a little slightly. I don't know. I'm not going to say he's better. I love Jacoby Myers, and I'd be fine if they did extend him. Let's just say that much. I think they went into camp. If you listen to Colton Miller's post-extension press conference from like 2 days ago, he was kind of like, yeah, it was a little interesting going into camp. That was a little unorthodox, like actually going into camp and trying to work out this extension. That was a little odd. I said it earlier. I think it was by design. I think when you draft, what did they use? They used I think they used like 4 draft picks.
Yeah.
So when you have Caleb Rogers, Charles Grant, and then you have Bech and Thornton in terms for Myers, but really Bech be fantastic since the pads have come on. People are saying he almost looks like the best player that from the class when the pads came on, right? And we'll see. Usually they're plastic bubble boy and Genty, I still think, but the Bech, you get the comp pick from Myers, and you let him walk after a year. I don't know. I would extend him, but I don't think they will. I don't think they will. I think if they like what they see out of Bech, and if conversely, if they away, they wouldn't have done Miller's contract. There's a reason they didn't do it in the offseason.
Yeah. I think they might. It just depends on what they do, though. First, but I feel like that the hype since they've gotten pads a little bit started to die down a little bit, right? I mean, the last couple of days, have you heard of anything about Dante Thornton Jr.? You heard more about like. A reporter said that Trey Tucker's like been wide receiver 2 for like the most the rest of the camp, right? I mean, they're going a lot of 12 personnel. Let's keep it real. Michael Mayer's scoring touchdowns like crazy, so they're going a lot of 12 personnel. Trey Tucker's out there, not Thornton, right? And then you have maybe Bech can come in a little bit. They can move him around, and maybe Thornton's might not be that guy yet that we want him to be, and that's why they might go that route where they're signing Jacoby Myers, because they feel like maybe Thornton's not developing as much as they want, and they can move Jack Bech around a lot. Because if you go like 4 wide, you can have Myers inside, you can have Bech inside on the other side, and then mix it up with Bowers or something. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like there's things you still can do to get Bech on the field, but I think right now, since Thornton's kind of struggling in one-on-ones, which has kind of been like a little secret that people have been talking about too much, it's just It's a little bit of how you work that out with Jacoby Myers. I think he's just more a secure guy at this point in time. So they might do it, I think, but they might not, because it all depends on how Thornton keeps developing and see how camp goes. But if there's talks about it, rumors about it, I think it might still happen. So
well, here's the thing: you're talking about this year. That extension for Myers is not about this year. So you're talking about year 2 Thornton, right? Right now he might be struggling with that. They still clearly love him. Like Chip Kelly is like, I'm sorry, that guy's way too. He's like making his life work. This guy's going to be a star, in my opinion. In his like anybody that talks about him, and I will say with Thornton, just real fast about Thornton because I know it's about Besh and Myers, but real fast about Thornton. He, when they drafted him, I just thought it was right off the bat. I liked the pick. I remember you were kind of like iffy on it, but we were talking to each other, and I said, well, you know what? I want that on my team, and I'd be scared if he went anywhere else in the division. I just want to be the one that tries the experiment. I think it's worth it. So, but after a while, when you see his stats and you're like, okay, this not that many catches in college, not very productive. And you kind of think he's going to be one of those guys that kind of just like, I'm bigger and faster. I don't have to work that hard. But then you hear him talk and you hear the kind of work he puts in and like the student that he is, you're like, oh no, he knows that he needs to get better. So it's like, that I'm really excited about. But with Besh, this year, you're fine. You have Myers, Besh, and you have these guys. Like you're the reason you wouldn't extend Myers is because you're like year 2 Besh and Thornton plus Tucker in a contract year. You're like, I feel pretty good about that. They're all these guys I know. Like Myers is going to be 30. I get maybe not giving him 3 years. What would it be? 3 years, 80? Yeah. That's a lot. I don't know what the number would be, to be fair. Maybe somebody could look up the value. Could somebody in the chat look up the value of what like his expected contract would be?
It had to be like Colton Miller's, in my opinion, at least.
Yeah. Well, I think. Well, yeah, you're right. Yeah, it'd probably be similar. Tackles and receivers are actually pretty similar nowadays. Yeah. Yeah,
because I mean, and would it be like 2 years? Like, what would the extension actually be? You know what I mean? That's the thing.
Well, yeah. If anybody knows, to me, I think it would be like a 3-year thing, front loaded on the first 2. But at the same time, if you look intermediate, yards after the catch, savvy, physical, blocker, that's like what Myers does. Like this is what good teams do: is they get the comp pick going out for the guy. I'll tell you this way: if Besh looked awful, Myers would have the contract. I guess.
Oh yeah,
he'd already have it.
Yeah.
So like people can talk about they want to get to know the players. They extended some. They brought back Malcolm Kuntz immediately. They didn't need to get to know him.
Exactly.
They said Malcolm Kuntz is sick. I want him back on the team. Yeah, it was a 1-year deal, but they got him back immediately. Adam Butler, they brought him back immediately. Miller and Myers, they were like, let's see how the draft let out the day before the draft. Remember that. So then I got this. I'll go to camp. By the way, 2nd round pick, 58 gets drafted ahead of him. A guy with a very similar skill set. I don't think Thornton is competition for Myers, really, though. It's Besh that's taking his job. That's just my prediction.
Yeah, I would agree that Besh would be taking his job. I just think that they would want somebody to be able to play outside too as well. So do they believe Besh can play outside right now? That's could be the big thing for them. I'm gonna agree with that, man. But I don't know. I think they might do it. I think they might do it, dude. I'm not gonna lie.
I would not be mad if they did. For the record, I'm just giving the case to why it's not that big of a deal if they don't, in my opinion.
Yeah. Does Jalen Smith make the team?
No. Sadly, no. I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Because if he makes the team, I mean, like Cody Lindenberg is like sucking. You know what I mean?
And we should be hearing about rejuvenated Jalen Smith at this point, and we haven't. We like he was a baller, like when he was at his prime and stuff, or not his prime, but first, honestly, pre-injury at Notre Dame, he was like Fred Warner, in my opinion. Like he was unreal. Like, but the thing is, yeah, it was just ridiculous. But the thing is he just I think his movement skills are just shot. I think it's a changing direction type thing, and I'm pulling for the guy. I love the guy. He's one of my favorite players I've ever watched play for Notre Dame. But I just don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Glenn, are you drinking beer?
Yes, I am. I am right now. I got a refill. I had finished my first beer. That's why there was a beer drought happening.
And then Eddie's back again. Why can't Lalu? Is it Puigs or is it
Pegues?
Pegues. I always say Puigs. Pegues.
Yeah, you're thinking like Yaziel Puig, the old outfielder for the Dodgers.
Exactly, Glenn. You got me. Mm-hmm. And then Tonka get it done. Plus, we have some big NTs and it eat up space. What big NT?
What roster are you looking at right now? Who are the big space eaters? Leaky Fotu can eat space in just a regular room, I think. I don't know about a football field.
Yeah, we heard about Leaky Fotu till the pads came on. Then he got demoted real quick. So we haven't heard about Leaky Fotu like all camp, to be honest.
These games are going to be huge for a Tank Booker, like these guys, preseason games, like there is a prime opportunity because I don't think they're going to play Adam Butler. I don't think they're going to play, I think Pegues. I mean, yeah, like Pegues and like Hemingway, those are guys, I mean, man, more power to them. These guys are day 3 picks. And that's the spot I hated that the Raiders had been in perpetually for the last 2 decades. It's like, man, I hope this 5th round pick can start this year.
Yeah.
And I hate that feeling. Whereas what I talked about earlier, Besh and Myers is a good problem to have. You have a good player against good draft pick this year. Good teams do. And then the bad part, defensive tackle, please, day 3 rookie, save us.
In college, the JPJ, was he better at left guard or right? I tried to look that up. But I know he's really good at center. I don't remember the years before when he played in college, I think. But go to here at NCAA. He played right guard in 2022. He played pretty well. So right guard might be the better position for him. It might work out. But you would just think he should be playing center. But we'll talk about that in just a second.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's yeah. No, the JPJ thing is fascinating. We will tease that for our segmented the traditional segment here on Friday Night Live, but it's fascinating.
Exactly. Did you see the short of Brady pulling Thornton aside and saying he's proud of him? No,
I didn't see that at all. Brady was out there. Brady was out there like
the coach's outfit on.
I thought he was gonna do a presser later, man. He needs to get on the podium, man. Like, because that was crazy. I thought Brady was gonna be like, "Yeah, I'll watch him up here. Don't let anybody know I'm here." Never mind, I'm out on the field. I think I'm telling you, like Thornton to me. The reason I'm so bullish on Thornton, not so much this year. I think we need to cut him a break this year in terms of production. But I think for his career is because he knows how to become a full receiver. Like he knows that it's not like I'll just be faster than everybody at the next NFL. I think he downplays his own speed. He's just like, no, I got to do this. I got to do that. He knows. So, and I think Brady sees that and just goes, yeah, we got one.
Yeah, for sure, dude. Who is playing free safety? Harper? No, Palomar, right?
Yeah, Palomar. I think it's the strong safety I don't know what they're gonna do. What is their safety? I mean, Chin. I mean, is Chin playing nickel on early down? Like this is where it gets weird. Like Lonnie Johnson, Chin, are both those guys on the field on early downs? They might be. Like I don't know. That is the $1 million question, and that to me it's gonna be decided by whether they keep Greedy Vance or not.
Yeah.
If they don't keep Greedy Vance, that means they're doing this Lonnie Johnson, Jeremy Chin thing, which I don't know that I love. I don't know that I love.
I hope they're smart and keep Greedy. I hope they're smart.
Yeah, I don't know.
You never know though. Do you guys see Thornton and Tucker playing outside and put Jacoby in the slot? Yeah. I mean, in certain downs, yeah, but I do believe if Jack Best keeps balling like he's playing, I think he's gonna like he was behind, but they're gonna be like overall. I mean, he's gonna keep sneaking in, and then Dante Thornton year 1's gonna be like more of a specialist type of player. So,
man, what I love about Besh too is, you got to remember they're drafting this guy like 2 months after his brother's killed in like a pretty awful terrorist attack, like really suddenly. So I remember when they first drafted him, he looked like not a fragile man, but kind of like shell shocked a little bit. And now you see him when the pads come on, he's like, man, I get out there and boom, I'm hitting people. And so you're like, this guy's. He's a ball player, man. Like I don't know. I think Jack Besh is going to be a fan favorite. And it's funny because I remember in the second round there were a lot of people that were like, Jack Bash, like they were kind of like this, slow white guy, wide receiver. I'm telling you, he's going to be a fan favorite. Like I tell you, I don't. They have a lot of depth at receiver. Is there a number one? Yeah, it's Brock Bowers, but and I think Chip Kelly's going to move Brock Bowers around too. That's what people aren't talking about. I think they're going to find the mark on defense, and they're going to go see if we can get 89 anywhere near this guy.
Yeah.
I think that whether he's a corner, whether he's a linebacker, they're gonna use Brock Bowers. I think Chip Kelly's creative enough to use Brock Bowers as a receiver out of the slot. I think there's gonna be times where Brock Bowers lines up in the slot, and then you have two those two rockets on the outside.
Yeah, I agree with that, dude. You guys support Thornton for Baltimore. I support Thornton. I actually am. I like Dante Thornton and what his potential could be. I just think like year one, I feel like they're gonna start like he needs development though.
Right.
He does need to be developed, and but if they can develop him, man, he has just the potential to be a superstar for sure, dude.
You're from the DMV, correct?
I mean, I wouldn't say I'm from there. I say my family.
Well, your family is, but you're familiar with people. I'm not familiar. 100%, with at all.
100%.
So I've been
100%.
to DC literally once in my life. So I don't know this. What it like Ja'Cory Bennett, Dante Thornton. You hear these? They have like an edge to them when they talk. They're not like rude people, but they're just like, they're kind of like looking at you like you're gonna like, what's up, man? What are you trying to tell me right now? Like, what is it like? Is that just for the area? Because you hear about these guys like these DMV cats, man. They're crazy. Like, what's up with that?
It's the city, man. I mean, the city of Baltimore is crazy. Like the city,
yeah.
Right.
I mean, there was a show about it. There was a show about it. That did sound kind of crazy now that I think about it. Yeah.
I mean, but like, you know, but Maryland's super black too. So like, it's a lot of black people like the Baltimore County. Mm-hmm. So yeah, but a lot of them they move out of the city, man. Like,
yeah,
my family used to be in the city. I mean, there's not a single one of my family members that's in the city. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
Michael Vick, but you have like Michael Vick's DMV tech or not.
That's Virginia though. It's Virginia, right?
But isn't DMV DC, Maryland, Virginia?
Yeah.
So that's what I was saying. Is like it sounds like it's all that one. I mean, I'm from a huge state, so it's all one state. I don't know how all this works, but you just hear this all the time. They go, "Yeah, you know about those DMV cats, man." But I'm starting to see it with like Thornton and who did I say? Bennett. Like these guys, like they have a little like they're tough, you know.
You want to know how I know they're tough? They used to wear these crazy like long jean shorts that I never saw anywhere else. So they're like shorts they use. Yeah, right. They're like come halfway down.
We got some of that out here. You walk on the other side of the street when you see jean shorts like that. Yeah. That's not a racial thing. Any race of guy wearing that. That's I'm telling you. I know exactly the shorts. Okay, that's all you had to say.
Those shorts. I was like, because you can't check them on those shorts, right? So the confidence to wear those shorts in the middle of the city, you know what I'm saying? That's Baltimore right there.
Gotcha. Yeah, like, and it'll be to like a formal event. And you're like, what's up, bro? Like, are you wearing the jean shorts? Like, yeah, no, I know what you mean. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Okay, no, it's perfect. Gotcha.
Yeah, for sure, dude. What's the next question here? Is Moser in danger of not making the roster? How many cute running backs came up with you, Marcus? I like Miller as a running back hybrid. Look as high as a running back QP.
You're right. I think he's right. I think Eddie's onto something there. I think Mostert's a surprise cut now. Not because I know he's been out because of the kid, so it's like it's kind of a recent "what have you done for me lately" thing. But have you listened to the Zamir White clips? That's all I'm saying. Are we talking about that later? Are we talking about Zamir White later?
Yeah.
That's fine. So I'm just saying they've been talking up. You know, Sincere McCormick. I've been hearing. You listen to what way Pete talks. I know it's all coach speak, and maybe he's trying to motivate certain guys or drive up maybe trade value. You never know, but. Genty, McCormick. I've been hearing a lot about Zamir White, and not just from Carroll. So a lot of the beat reporters are like, he looks different. It looks like a scheme that works a little better for him. I don't know.
Yeah. Actually, I didn't put Zamir White hammer. So if you want to get that Zamir White off,
he's playing. I mean, what I mean is like they're saying he lost a lot. He put on too much weight last year for sure.
100%.
He thought, you know, he was gonna. Hold on, this cut out. Did I cut out?
No, you're good. You're good.
Oh, I can't hear you. That's the problem. Okay.
You good?
All right. Yeah, but like White was like putting on too much weight and all that stuff. They say he just looks better this year. And as a third running back, if you want a guy that can like be big, that's the only guy on the roster that's big.
Yeah. So the thing is if you know Zamir White, if he's just so one scheme guy that it just that's why it bothers me. But I think what Raheem Moser's problem is Sincere McCormick, because Sincere McCormick can do anything he can do. He's not as fast, right? But if you have Ashley Genty as that kind of like far away guy, then that makes a huge difference for it. You know what I mean? Because if Genty, you know, is the home run guy, then you have Sincere McCormick running the outside zone. that works out exactly perfect. So that's how it works out for me, though. But when it comes to Raheem Mostert, I don't know if he makes his football team here. So I think we lost Glen here for a little bit, but I can keep it rolling here. I can get these questions. Thin at running back after AJ almost monster Zeus, not to be impressive. Kind of answer that with California Dave. You good, Glenn?
Yeah, I couldn't hear you. That was the problem. I don't know. Tonight's a weird night.
It's a weird night, man. It's a weird night. We're rolling through it though. We're good, man.
I was like, I gotta hear this. That would be crazy to just be like saying things and then you're just like reading lips, like an inauguration with the guy doing the signs.
the sign guy. Yeah. We still got 500 in here, man. We're still.
No, I mean it's highly anticipated. I feel bad because it's highly anticipated. This is like where we're talking about real stuff. But anyways, you were saying about Zamir White, like I didn't hear your take. You do you think he's going to make it over Mostert? Because I think that's actually the battle is Mostert versus Zamir White.
There's a chance because I really think Sincere McCormick is going to beat out Raheem Mostert. I believe that because I think he's a good back, and I think Zamir White plays special teams and Raheem Mostert doesn't.
So Zamir White does play special teams.
Yeah, he did before, right?
Yeah,
so he plays special. Yeah. Mm-hmm. He has played special teams. I mean, not as much as Sincere McCormick has, which is kind of funny, that whole argument. But he does play special teams. So I think that's good. That's going to be the difference between him and Raheem Mostert, in my opinion. But we'll see. We'll see, man. It might be that type of situation there. So, all right, let's keep it moving and then get to these buy or sell here. So we're going to talk about JPJ.
Yeah.
Being demoted.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on that, Glenn?
So what am I buying or selling here? That he's being demoted. No. I know
you want to say it. You want to say because that is part of buy or sell. We could save that for buy or sell.
Yeah, let's save it. Let's save it.
Okay. Let's talk corners. So it's a cornerback battle. Ja'Cory Bennett has fell a little bit, right? And then you got Cameron Richardson, which is part of buy or sell too. Maybe let's just get into buy or sell.
Let's just do it.
Let's just do buy or sell.
There will be other questions that come off of that, I'm sure.
Yeah, all right. So let's start here. So let's start off with Jackson Powers Johnson here. Buy or sell here. Jackson Powers Johnson won't be a starter.
So he's going to be a starter. It's just in terms of, is he starting a guard or center, right? Like that's the number one. I mean, there's something to this Meredith thing, man. They must love, and I think it'll be interesting. Like, will we even see this in the preseason? Like, we might not know. That's the problem. Is these guys were both starting. Would you play them in preseason? I don't know that I would. If they're my starting guard and center, I don't know. And but I think with JPJ, it sounds mean, right? It sounds mean, but when you hear him, he's this like Chris Farley, like, haha, but there's clearly some weird thing that rubs people the wrong way on his own team sometimes, right? From what you hear about Max Crosby saying at the, beginning of last year, like, absolutely not. This guy, what the hell is this guy's problem? Does he like come in thinking like shit doesn't stink, like, and all of that, like, and like he's playing these pranks on people and all that stuff, and I don't know. I don't know if, and I think Pete's like teaching him a lesson right now more than anything. That being said, the lesson is not a simulation. The lesson could be you lose your job at center. You're going to play guard because we need our best 5 linemen, and you're clearly a good player. You're clearly a good player, but don't you ever come onto my team ever again thinking that you're this in year 2. Don't you ever think that. And I to be fair, like, I think a lot of fans we kind of saw him as a cornerstone of this team, and I still do. But I think a lot of fans were kind of like, whoa, anybody could get it. It's like when you watch Game of Thrones when the Red Wedding happens. You're like, oh, anybody could get it. Yeah. It's crazy. So he's going to start. I don't know if he's going to start at center. I don't know.
I sell that he will be. So basically, I'm sell. Well, I don't know how, but I'm buying that he will be a starter. That's what I'm saying, right? So I think he's going to start because I for some reason I feel like this is more about Alex Kappa than it is about everything else, right? And they think it's really a shot at Jordan Meredith a little bit too. They think Jordan Meredith's arms are too short to play guard. That's really what this is really all about. We could talk about how good JPJ playing, whatever. This is really about trying to find a way to get Jordan Meredith on the damn field. So they really like what Jordan Meredith does. He's a good lineman. He's put good film out. A little bit, kind of the past 2 years. When he came in 2023, a little bit, he played pretty well. When he came in last year, he played pretty well. He had some up and downs in some games, but he's like the eighth. We did some PFF in the chat. He's 8th rank in PFF grade, right? So this is about Jordan Meredith, and they're trying to get Jordan Meredith on the field, and they are like, your arms are too short to play guard for us. So John Spytek, he drafted Tristan Wirfs and Charles Grant is all these. Basically, these type of players where if you have short arms, you play guard or center because Caleb Rogers is not playing tackle for them. No, he's playing. He was guard, right? Because he has short arms.
His arms are short. You see I saw his presser today versus Charles Grant. Charles Grant could have picked up the podium from the bottom standing up, and then Caleb Rogers is up here. And you're right. Like you're 100% right. Keep going though.
Yeah. But so that's the whole thing with this. Is like they want to put Jordan Meredith on the field, and they're like, the only way we can get him in the field is if he plays center. So JPJ, it might be in a little bit of competition with Alex Kappa, but they're gonna go with Jack Spires Johnson. So basically, Jack Spires Johnson's gonna be the right guard, in my opinion. And like we can be bothered by that because you feel like JPJ should be the center, but I mean they don't think Jordan Meredith's arms are long enough to play center, to play guard. I mean, and they want him on the field. And that's really what this is about. Like that, it kind of trips me out because I'm like, you had these 5 already. You didn't have to sign Alex Kappa. You could have took that money and put it somewhere else.
I tell you, he's not going to be bad in depth though if somebody gets hurt.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, they're not out. They're not out of money.
Yeah.
So no, that's what I mean. I kind of like the way the O-line's behind them. Like you have your backups are going to be Mumford, in my opinion. He might. I mean, who knows if he gets cut or not? But Mumford, Kappa. You've got Rogers. Like there's some intriguing names behind these guys that if they have to come in because linemen get rolled up on. Nobody keeps their O-line all year. Like you're always rotating these guys in and out. And Mumford's going to be able to play. I think Rogers can at least be an emergency tackle because he's just played the position before in college. I mean, if you're just down to nothing. But I think with Jackson Powers Johnson, I think it's kind of funny. Everybody comps him to Richie Incognito, and maybe they're like, yeah, fine, you're a guard.
Yeah.
And like maybe they're just like, hey, like, do you think there's something with Jackson Powers Johnson pre-snap that maybe is wrong? Like, because that's weird to me, though, because like center and quarterback is really, really important. So you can say all of this about Jordan Meredith's arms fit here at center, but like he has to have a good relationship with Geno for this to work.
Yeah.
And he has to be able to call things out, which it sounds like he's a very smart guy, Jordan Meredith. It sounds like he's studied this. Whole he's an undrafted free agent. He knew how he got it. He knew how to get this, how to get where he got. I just mean, to me, like, yeah, I agree with you. Like, this is a way to get the best 5 guys on the field. This is a way to get Alex Kappa off the field. Like, I agree with all that. But at the same time, to put a guy at center, you don't just put a guy at center by default. He has to be good at it.
Yeah. And, how does Meredith's short arms help him play center over guard? It's not that it helps them.
It's a weight thing too, right?
It's basically like them being scouting sticklers. That's literally what's happening right now. Like,
but you think it's just that? You think it's just that?
To me, I feel like it is because he is a good player. Like, and I think when you listen to Pete Carroll, right? You heard Pete Carroll talk about how he's a good player. He had good film last year. He actually held up at guard pretty well. We just want to see him at center. And like, yeah, you think his arms are too short. Just say it. And it really is what that's about, man. And it kind of bothers me a little bit. But
damn, you see that? You see Meredith's RAS at guard in the chat. Silent Goldie, just put that up real fast if you can. Nasty 935. I didn't know about that about Big Jordy.
It kind of shows you how short his arms are. They didn't get drafted then.
Yeah, no, it's true. And where do you go to school? I actually don't even know where do you go to school?
some really small school.
Yeah, so he's like Jared Veldier, like one of those guys, like
Yeah.
on a different position, obviously, but just like one of those guys where it's like, yeah, you played at like, junior college essentially, like, but again, Spytek does love his small school linemen, so he probably knew about Jordan Meredith. He's probably mad that he didn't bring him into Tampa. Like he probably fought like, so he probably knew about that. And then also, I just mean to me, like, I think it's fascinating to me. It's like, it's not like, I think what if Meredith's just a baller at center, and then Jackson Powers Johnson plays good at guard versus Jackson Powers Johnson good at center, maybe even great, and then Parham good, Kappa bad, or even Meredith not quite as good. Because to me, Meredith, if he was the 8th ranked guard last year on PFF, he should be. And I know you made this point because you're saying maybe it's just about athleticism, maybe it's that. I don't know. I think Jackson Powers Johnson last year, he misses this time.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's going to get trusted with like the brain trust of being the brain of the offensive line. Yeah. I think they see something there that's not, and players hate when you do this, when you speculate. You guys love to speculate. Well, this is training camp. Of course I'm going to speculate. Like, that's all I can do. And something's weird off about JPJ. To me, I think guard is at that position where it's like, go kill somebody. Just go kill somebody. That's what you do. Go hunt somebody. Go win psychological warfare. Go dominate. Just do imperialism on the defense. Whereas at center, this calmer, a little bit more level-headed. That's what you hear about Jordan Meredith. Maybe this works better.
Yeah. Because he said Jordan played center in preseason a couple years ago. The whole offensive line seemed to play better. So, I mean,
he did play. Yeah. They're gonna make you dig up that preseason film.
They are.
They're gonna make you. The fans are calling for it. They want that 2023 preseason. Jordan Meredith center preseason. What if it's just legendary and we don't remember it?
I mean, it might have been pretty good, man. I probably could look it up, figure it out, but man,
he's done nothing but ball out since he's been part of the roster.
All right, next buy or sell here. Decameron Richardson as a starting corner.
Oh, so starting's interesting. I think I've been a DCAM fan since the beginning. I think he's big, strong, and fast. And when Pete Carroll got hired, he was the type of guy I thought would get the Pete Carroll boost because big, strong, fast, and he can tackle. That's one thing people are not talking about. Decameron Richardson's film, he can hit, he can tackle. I am saying that he is. I still think it's going to be Stokes and Porter. Okay. That's crazy to me because I think the fact that Eric Stokes was signed for such a small contract and he has not budged from first team reps. I mean, he is the starter in my opinion. But I think he's our like CB3, and I don't mean nickel. I mean the third. I think he's the next in line if one of the boundary corners go down. I think Porter looks like a stud. I think you see that rep of Tommy Millott, which I don't think looks very good for Tommy Millott, but it looked great for Darian Porter. It was just like it looked like a guy playing against like, hey, you got community service for the weekend, go play against the flag football team. These 8th graders, they would love if you came and played because of your DUI. Like that's what it looked like. Darian Porter dominated. It was just like it was ridiculous. So I think he's going to start. I think he's. Nobody thought. I think that people thought he was going to be a cut guy. This Decameron Richardson. I think he's going to be like the third guy, like the next man up at boundary corner.
I'm going to go by.
You think he starts? You think he starts? So
I think he's starting corner.
Stokes and him.
I think so because I believe that
he was your surprise cut last time we talked.
I know, but it just hilarious, right? I thought he was going to get cut. And now he's the damn starter, but they are really hyping him up, right? They're really hyping him up. He is a Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll would have drafted him, right? We know that, right? He has the 32-inch arms. He runs a 4.3. Why is Sean saying? Why are we talking about or Southern black man's racism? Anyway, I'm gonna ignore that. But Decameron Richardson as a starting corner.
I know what my answer will be. None of the above for the next, unless it's Tommy Eichenberg is on here. If Tommy Eichenberg is on here, I'll give a real answer. But
yeah, Decameron Richardson. I just think they really like him, and the thing you pointed out, Glenn, is they can tackle. That's a big factor here.
He's a big dude that can hit people, man.
And if they can, like I said, if they can get him in zone and get his eyes right in zone, and he can play press coverage. I mean, because literally, if you go back to his 2023 film against T-Mac from U of A, he was shutting him down, bro. Like, so there's talent there. So I saw him go against a top 10 draft pick and kind of shut that guy down. Every time every time there's throws his way, he shut him down. I think that there's some potential there for him to be really good. So if Pete Carroll can get out of it, can get it out of him, then I think that I'm buying on this. I buy on him being a starter. I know somebody said my dude Ray Trey said JT Woods is out there too, but we don't want JT Woods out there. Let's keep it real, guys.
He's a big guy.
He is, but I mean, I'd rather have DeCameron Richardson because I just think there's more potential there.
Yeah.
I
mean, they're going to be tough to run the football against this year. They're going to have some guys that hitting people. I mean, like I know Wilkins was a big part of that when I was saying it earlier, but like Crosby, guys like that up front, and you're going to have Landon Roberts out there. You're going to have corners that can tackle. You're going to have Chin out there. They're going to be tough to run on this year. So I'll give them that. I don't. It's weird with Pete though, because you think about Legion of Boom, like only one guy's drafted in the first round. The rest of it is it was kind of competitions like this, And I'd love to go back to the first 2 years. I think a good deep dive. I mean, we're not going to do it. I just think somebody should do it. But is like Pete Carroll's first 2 years in Seattle, what the camp battles were looking like. You can like go through like some of their media, I would think, like, and just be like, who, Brandon Browner versus who, to win the corner, like. I wonder what those were like, because it was probably 5th round pick versus UDFA, and everyone's like, dude, what? Why don't we get a real corner? And then they probably end up with a Hall of Famer. So
yeah,
you got to buy. I mean, I'm very skeptical about this defense, but Pete Carroll knows what he's doing with DBs. I'm just going to let him cook on that front.
Yeah, for sure. I agree with that. These questions so asked: isn't JT Woods higher? Yeah, he is. JT Woods is higher in the depth chart than Kareem Bennett.
That's that, man. Bennett just needs to tackle, man. Like I feel like, I know it's a height thing, but he's 5'10". He's not like 5'8". He's not like a Meek Robertson. Like he's not that. I mean, he's not huge, but I think he has long arms too.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken. So to me, it's kind of like, man, I think it's a tackling thing with him, but I really hope they find a way to keep him, man. Because like, remember last year with like, who were we starting at corner last year? Like guys off the street. So to me, it's like, find a way to keep this guy. I don't care if you don't like it or not. Like, because I don't want to see, week 13, we got to sign a guy from the San Jose SaberCats.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I would like Bennett, to me, can play football for your team. So keep him.
Yeah, for sure, dude. All right. Let's get to the next one here. Let's do Devin White here. Buy or sell. Devin White has returned to form.
Oh, return. Well, okay. Not to get philosophical here, not to get professor, but what is form? What are we returning to? The Super Bowl? No. That was a flash. That wasn't real. That was a legendary run. I remember there was a corner. Who was the corner? Remember the guy who this is old school Raiders stuff, but the guy who had like a pick 6 for the Cowboys in the Super Bowl and the Raiders gave him a huge contract because he did
Larry Brown.
Larry Brown. So I'm not saying that's Devin White. I know he's like taken higher and there's more kind of precedent for that, but I don't know, man. The Adams and White thing, I'm selling on the whole thing. It seems like White is legitimately having a good camp, so I don't want to take that from him. I don't see it with him or Adams, man. I'm gonna sell. I hope that the Lindenberg, Eichenberg, Gainers, Jermaine Pratt. We heard anything about Jermaine Pratt?
No.
Like these guys, I think are better players, or at least can be. We'll see, man. Mental health is crazy, so like if his head is right, I just don't know what that does to your not physical limitations, but just the things you were already bad at. I don't know what that does. So I will say sell on this.
I'm going to go sell for now because I just believe that he just has to show me. I want to see it on the field.
Yeah.
And I know that he can make some plays and he has some speed. And I just want to see him on the field first. Like, because he is that type of player where, yeah, I think in camp he could have kind of that breakout type of thing. But overall, I want to see it against live competition. You know what I mean? That's my big thing. And if he can't do that against live competition, that becomes an issue. So we'll see. Maybe in the preseason that makes a difference.
What
in the
if he
preseason?
doesn't play, Marcus? What if they that's my problem. What if he doesn't play? I want to see him go out there and just absolutely take people's lunch money in preseason. But what if they're like, nope, Devin is 100 tackle. Devin is here from 2020. Devin White is here. The 2020 Devin White is on our team right now, and you'll just have to wait and see. I'm a scarred Raider fan. I understand we have good coaches right now, but I'm a scarred Raider fan. I just don't believe that. Yeah.
You know, I trust Pete Carroll, so like I kind of want to buy on this. I do. But it's just been it's been years since he's been good. So that's really what we have to really kind of look at. This can they fix him? And that's a lot to ask for a player that's already 27. I'm gonna keep it real. So I think there's gonna be some limitations to him, but if you can get him where he's playing sideline to sideline and he's making a lot of tackles and he's playing the run really well, and you can kind of keep him free where he's not taking on a lot of blocks. I think you can get it done that way. But yeah, we got to see what he could do on the field first before I just go all in on buying on.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like some people are fully all in on that. I just need to wait a little bit.
Those people are still mad about Cleveland Farrell and think that Devin White had some Ray Lewis career because Cleveland Farrell was a bad pick. Like that to me, it's just a lot of times is what I see is like they just remember missing out on him. But it's like that, that to be honest, a lot of that draft class was kind of not that great around him. Like when you think about it, you had like Ed Oliver. The guys are good, but not like game changers and stuff. And Raiders still made a bad pick, and I think the Raiders would have declined a Devin White extension, like if they drafted him, like it would have been in the same spot. I like the idea of like buying low on these guys. I just doubt. Is it really that crazy with Devin White? Like he's just like looks otherworldly out there. That's the way people are talking about him.
That's what they're saying.
Yeah.
I mean, he's 27. I'm like, I understand that. But when you're 27, you in the NFL, you are what you are at that point. I mean,
yeah.
In the scouting academy, when I went to scouting academy, like they say, like after year 5, you are what you are.
Right. Yeah, that's
for the most part.
That's why old quarterbacks slide a little bit. Like when guys are the Tyler Shucks and like guys like that, like it's like, hey man, how much better can you get?
Exactly. Jermaine Pratt, a backup. I mean, that's what it sounds like at this point.
It does. It does not seem like he is a part of some starting unit right now. And that's odd to me because I thought he was going to be the linebacker for the Raiders. Like when they signed him, I was like, oh, he's going to step right in and be the best linebacker on this team. And that doesn't seem to be the case. And this defense, I am completely in the dark about what's going on with this defense. We'll see. Maybe they'll prove me wrong. Maybe they'll be a great unit this year, but I have no idea how this defense is going to look. Or some of the guys that are rising to the top, it like doesn't make sense how they're going to play all of them. In my opinion,
it's going to be interesting. Ryan L said, my hometown boy Linebacker see the field. Preseason is going to be where Linebacker has to eat, man.
He's going to have to. He's definitely going to see the team. I think he's definitely going to get a lot of burn in preseason. And I mean, you seem to be excited about maybe what he could do on not the edge, but kind of that like roaming hybrid edge thing that Pete Carroll likes. And I'd like to see that in action.
Yeah, me too. I think they're going to use that with him for sure, dude. All right, next one we got here. We got. Let's go with this one. Buy or sell Trey Tucker as wide receiver 2.
So one is Myers. We're saying, of course, one is Myers. Trey Tucker. as wide receiver. That is a tough one.
Okay.
Yeah, I think for the first 8 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, I think first 8 weeks. I think Jack Bech is gonna have a big rookie year for the Raiders. But I think it's gonna start after like week 6.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe a few injuries, few guys. He finds a way in the lineup, getting a few more snaps here and there. But I'll buy it. I'll buy it coming out of training camp. Trey Tucker is wide receiver 2, absolutely. I mean, we're exempting Brock Bowers from here right now. Is what we're saying.
Yeah, 100%.
We're saying wide receiver. Guy listed as wide receiver. Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
If they go 12 personnel, Trey Tucker's on the field.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's basically what I'm saying. I'm gonna go buy on Trey Tucker. I think Trey Tucker's gonna have a big year, man. I think he's gonna have a huge year. I'm really hyped for Trey Tucker. I think he's gonna be unlocked. I think he just gets better every year. And last year he didn't have anybody to throw him deep, so he played more of a possession role.
Mm-hmm.
So now he'll be able to play that kind of expanded where he can just kind of get deep and just win. And maybe he doesn't have as many catches as he had last. Maybe he has a little bit more catches than he had last year, maybe like 60, 65, but it might be like 1,100 yards or something crazy like that if he can maximize that and become that deep threat for this Raiders offense. And that's where I think that he's going to eat. I don't think he's going to eat as like underneath like he did last year. A lot of last year, he played a lot of like short routes and stuff like that. Like he had like 11 yards per catch, which is weird for Trey Tucker, in my opinion. I think we're going to see like some 15, 17 and him having a big year that way, where it's not like that humongous like 90 catches or whatever, but he's making the plays that he needs to make. So that's why I really buy on some Trey Tucker there for sure.
Yeah, I think you're right. I'll buy it. I'll buy it. I think he's quietly, another guy. Him and Mayer, I think, are not quietly, but like they are the guy. Let's talk about their draft class, because they were 2023?
Yes.
That draft has the opportunity to be really good.
And that's kind of funny.
And right? It's not good right now. Like as of right now, it's not a good draft. It has the opportunity to be a great draft class because of this year. So you have Tyrie Wilson. Tyrie Wilson could easily make this defense either good or bad by his play. Like if he's a good player, a defense is fine. We're not worried about anything on defense, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. Michael Mayer, I mean, he's been dominating like in camp, and Chip Kelly seems to love him. He seems to be. If it's not going to work here, I don't think he's going to be an NFL player.
That's a great transition, because my next buyer sell Michael Mayer more touchdowns than Bowers.
That's crazy. Yeah, well, okay. Let's set the over-unders right now. Let's do this right now.
Okay.
What would you set each player's over-under at on touchdowns?
Ooh. I mean, if that's gonna be tough right now. I would say like over-under is probably like 8 for both of these guys. So I think Michael Mayer is gonna eat in the red zone, and that's where we're gonna see him eat. It's not gonna be like a lot of maybe like big plays. But the cover for this episode, I got this picture of. I'm gonna pull that up, man. Of that catch he made, contested catch he made in the red zone. I don't know if you saw that picture, Glenn.
What do you mean? I literally bought his jersey 5 minutes after that.
No, this is a different one. This is the one he made today.
Oh.
Yeah. He made a serious catch, man, and they had a picture of it on the Raiders website. And yeah, dude, he came to play this year. He's not joking. He ain't joking, man. So if Geno Smith has a lot of touchdowns, like let's say he ends up having, and the Raiders score a lot of points this year, which I think they are, even if it doesn't last the whole year, I think they're going to score a lot of points.
Yeah.
So if Geno Smith has a touchdown. Oh, go ahead.
No. Please finish.
So Geno Smith has the touchdowns, right? Ashton Jeanty has the touchdowns. I think the touchdowns are going to be distributed. I think Michael Mayer has a chance where we're getting like where he's having a lot of that. What I was saying, the tight end who just scores touchdowns, but maybe doesn't have a lot of the catches. But yeah, I think Geno Smith likes him, man, especially in the middle of the field. Because the thing is, from contested catches, and it's gonna sound crazy, he's a little bit better than Brock Bowers in contested catches. Let's keep it real.
Damn.
He is.
All right. I love the guy. Like I said, I'm probably the only non-family member of his that has a Raiders jersey of Michael Mayer.
Yeah.
So I'm saying this right now. So I would set Brock Bowers touchdowns at 6.5. I would set Mayer's at 4.5.
Okay.
Would be my thing. I think they both go over. I think they both eat this year. I think Mayer ends with 5 or 6. I think he's at the 500 yards, 5 touchdowns, 5 to 6 touchdowns, and I think Bowers is a 1,000-yard receiver with about 8. In my opinion, I think the wide receivers, we're talking about this wide receiver problem. They're going to run 12 personnel, and they're going to be like 49. I think they're going to be Chip Kelly's version of the 49ers, in my opinion. They're going to be running the football. Ashton Genty as your Christian McCaffrey. Mayer could be used as more of a Kittle than Bowers, in my opinion. And then like Bowers being this like Kittle, Debo hybrid, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then Bowers just like, to me, I think Bowers, you just hunt like a great white shark. You just find a mark on the defense too, who you can hunt down. I think Chip is probably like really excited right now with what he can do with this offense. But he's not gonna have more. I guess he's not gonna have more.
Okay,
I don't think so. I saw our guy shortest wide receiver in the comments. He said that that he thinks Bowers is gonna have a Julio Jones problem. Which, if anybody doesn't know what that is, again, we're talking about a Hall of Fame wide receiver here. But he's not saying Bowers is bad. He's just saying Julio Jones is yards. Red zone, maybe not so much. I don't know about that. I think Bowers is gonna find a way to score from like the 50-yard line. I just think they're gonna find a way to like jet sweep him touchdowns. Like, people just don't understand what Bowers does. Like, Bowers is different than Julio Jones in a sense that he just plays a different style. He's not like, oh, Darrelle Revis is on me. You can move Bowers around, and it's like, I'm going against linebackers and safeties. I dare you to put your best corner on me. See what happens to the rest of this offense if you put your best corner on me. He's just a different guy. I think he's going to find a way to score plenty of touchdowns. I think Bowers has like 8 touchdowns and right around 1,000 yards. I think his yards go down, touchdowns go up. I think Mayer has a nice year. And then after this year, I think you're going to get legit trade offers on Mayer, not just Miami Dolphins conditional 7th-rounders.
Yeah, like some serious ones.
And I hope they keep him, to be honest. I think they'll find a way to pay both guys, and everyone will be like, what? Well, this is why you draft Dante Thornton, Jack Besh, so you have controllable young contracts, you pay your tight ends, and you stagger the bags. You know what I mean? That they're in a good spot right now, and this is a huge year for Mayer. Like I said, this 2023 draft class, where if Tyrie Wilson makes a step up, if Mayer gets a step up, and Tucker gets a step up, they were all the same. Tucker was
same year.
And then you have Bennett. Who knows? I mean, Bennett's trending down, but what if Bennett has to play and plays well? That becomes a great draft class.
I agree with that. I'm going to buy this. I'm going to buy this just because for some reason I feel like there's a little bit of a connection between him and Geno Smith in the red zone. So I think they're going to find ways to use both these guys. Yeah. I think we got a little bit of like a Soviet Union, Zach Ertz and Dallas Goedert here.
Soviet Union?
Break
that down real fast.
This is like genetically made. It's like if they had, let's take just some Drago, like, you know what I'm saying? Like some Rocky shit.
I was like, yes. I mean, hey, I'm down for it, I guess. I don't know if I should say that, but yeah, it sounds good.
Yeah, man. But yeah, you took the genetics of Zach Ertz and Dallas Goedert and just, revved it up a little bit. We got Brock Bowers and Michael Mayer, and I think they're going to eat like that. That's what I think. Yeah. He's like a stretch wide receiver.
You landed the plane just fine. No, people don't realize this about Bowers and Mayer. Brock Bowers for a tight end is not very big.
Yeah.
Remember the draft picture of him standing next to Gronkowski? Like, everybody was like, whoa, Brock's not that big. Mayer's huge. Michael Mayer's huge.
Big.
The dude is just one of those just absolute like what is he, like 6'4"? I mean, somebody said his arms are bigger than Bowers. That's correct. I mean, he's like, he could probably beat up Brock Bowers. Like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know that, to be fair, but like he just, but I think this is a perfect match between. I think they're both going to eat, and I think Mayer's going to have better numbers than a lot of teams' first tight end do. So like, it's not. I don't think he's going to feel like he's missing out. in the way that like other teams would be, like where it's like, oh, I'm tight end 2 and I got 200 yards and 2 touchdowns this year. Like I think he's gonna be like, no, I got like 65 targets this year, caught 50 of them, and there were a couple of red zone shots. So and Geno needs that help. Geno needs that help in the red zone. So and Geno tends to target size and speed, right? Like a lot of times, like Metcalf. Like I think a big part of Metcalf's development was Geno. Was because and you see the way that Thornton got the nod of approval from Geno. It's like, you're big and fast. Like I'm used to that, looking for that down the field. Yeah. It's easy when I'm on a scramble drill to be like, well, there's a big guy. I think the same goes for when you're scrambling and you're looking for a guy in the intermediate or in the flats, and you have Michael Mayer.
Yeah, for sure.
And he's gonna be running unobstructed. Like, who are you gonna put on Michael Mayer if you're giving your somebody in the front 7 or a safety is on Brock Bowers? Like, who are you dedicating to Michael Mayer then? And if he's in that kind of shape, he looks fantastic. He looks like really good this year. Those videos of the offseason workouts, like he just doesn't have an ounce of fat on him now, and he just looks like he's in great shape. Who are you going to dedicate to cover Michael Mayer? So I'm just really excited about the position group. I think it's straight up, they have the best in the NFL. They have the best tight end group in the NFL. I think because Ian Thomas is balling in camp.
Yeah, I saw that too. Yeah. And Ian Thomas can block. You know what I mean?
That's why he got signed. Was he could block? Yeah,
he could block, and Michael Mayer could block too, though, man.
And Brock Bowers does not have to.
No. Exactly.
It's great.
But Bowers did okay last year.
Yeah, he's not like people.
He's not Darren Waller.
Yeah, he's not like, he's a willing guy. I just remember he said, Brock Bowers told a story. I said, what was your welcome to NFL moment? He said he tried to come across the formation and block Khalil Mack, and he kind of like got him with his shoulder, but not really. Khalil Mack's like, you soft. Like, and he said, damn. I was like, yeah, I get that. In your first game, you're not going to crack that dude. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you know what I mean?
Like, because Brock Bowers is like 6'3", like, was he like 230 or something?
Yeah.
He's not like, for a tight end, he's not these massive guys. Like, he's like, man, I'm not gonna get my lights turned out.
Getting called soft on Khalil Mack has to hurt a little bit though.
Well, your first game, and Brock balled out in that first game. Like, the first game, he looked good.
Yeah, he did.
Like,
he did.
Right off the bat, you're like, oh, yep, we got one. Like right off the bat. But it was really funny. Like, it was just he's starting to open up a little bit in his interviews, which I like. Like, he's just kind of like he's kind of telling some funny stories. But like Mayer is, whatever he was going through last year, it doesn't seem like it's happening right now. And I think he's kind of cognizant of like, I need to not do that if I want to keep playing in the NFL. And I think the Raiders will pay him again. Like, I think they will view that, like, if they're able to keep Chip Kelly for a long time, and if they're able to hook on offense, like, they will pay him. Brock doesn't get paid for another 2 years after this.
Yeah.
After this season. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you have time to kind of make sure that position group is good for the next decade.
Yeah, and you don't have to pay him a lot of money either. Like, you could play him like a decent tight end salary, I think, and kind of mix it up for him. Mm-hmm. I think you could do that for sure. All right, last buy or sell. Tyrie Wilson moves to defensive tackle.
On third down, I buy it. On third down, he's hopping inside. You're going to have, I think, Malcolm Kuntz. I don't know if Malcolm Kuntz is going to be their starting defensive end on base downs. I think they're going to conserve him a little bit and kind of work him in as a third down rusher right off the bat. Just to kind of, it's tough. Malcolm Kuntz is all about bend, and and change of direction. It's really tough to do that coming off an ACL. So I think on early downs, I think you're going to see Tyrie Wilson setting the edge and stuff like that. And you hope that if they're passing on first down, that he's developed a little bit there. But on third down, I 100% buy that he is especially without Wilkins now, he is absolutely going to be rushing from the inside. And I think he's going to do a good job at it.
Yeah, I mean, they're hyping him up right now. Pete Carroll's really hyping him up and his growth. I didn't know he had 36 pressures last year. Which, I mean,
he's not a bad player, man. I've been saying this. Like, he's not that bad. Like, if he was I hate saying this, but if he was a second round pick, people would be fine with the way he's playing.
Yeah. It's just he's not getting the sacks, but if he can, continue to grow from how he finished the season last year, then I think the move to DT, I think he's playing there. So like I'm gonna say if they go 5 across, which is like over alignment right? Or 3-4, but they don't call it 3-4 anymore because nobody really plays 3-4. So it's called over alignment or bear formation. He's going to be that 5 technique, right, where he's playing. They're going to have some kind of linebacker. I don't know if it's going to be Jermaine Pratt, Devin White. I don't know who it is. And Max Crosby on the other side. There's going to be 3 linemen over the middle. Tyrie Wilson's going to be one of those guys.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be the big thing where he fits in, is he's going to fit in there, and then they're going to mix it in on third down and stuff like that. So that's his growth. He has to play well there for them to be successful.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? Because they need a defense tackle that's going to be the rush to passer with Adam Butler. Because Adam Butler can rush to passer. I'm not worried about Adam Butler rush to passer. A little worried about him against the run. Still, he played better last year, but he's just not that like a pure run stuffer guy. But they need Tyrie Wilson on the third downs and even on those run downs when he's playing inside to stop the run, use his length, do what he's really good at, and then that move will be more successful. But I don't know how much defensive end he's actually going to play. Like when they go to those over concepts, when they go to over formations, he's going to be playing inside. He's going to be that 5 technique. He's going to be like right next to the other guy who's standing up. And they're going to have some random linebacker standing up next to him, and he's going to be the inside guy. So I think that's kind of where his role is at this point.
I'm telling you, I think he's I'll tell you this. I said this a couple streams ago, but the beauty of having Pete Carroll, Patrick Graham, like people you trust to evaluate talent, which has not been the case for the Raiders. Frankly, I didn't trust John Gruden to evaluate a lot of talent and personnel. And I definitely didn't trust Josh McDaniels. He was one of those guys where it's like, I know that this guy will work out somewhere else. If Tyrie Wilson's doesn't have a good year this year, I'll just know that ship his ass out, and I know it won't be good somewhere else. Like, this is a perfect environment for him to be good.
Yeah.
And he has a good defensive line coach, good defensive coordinator, great head coach who uses his body type to the best of their abilities. So then you just realize, okay, that's not it. Missed on a draft pick. That was 2 GMs ago.
Yeah.
3 GMs ago, to be quite honest, for counting Spy Tech. Like that wasn't the case. Now, if it's found money if he's good. Mm-hmm. That's the thing. It's found money at this point. I understand they spent a premium pick on him many years ago, but like for this staff, it's found money. So I think at defensive tackle, I think that arm length's going to give guards a lot of trouble on third down. I think they're going to be like, what the hell is this? He's pretty tough to knock backwards. Even at his worst, he's tough to knock back. So like guards with strength are going to have to deal with him getting his arms out early and just kind of doing what he wants with them. And I think that's going to give teams some trouble. There's nobody I'm pulling for harder. Even Mayer, honestly, I'm pulling more for Tyrie Wilson on this team because they are a playoff team if Tyrie Wilson has a big third year. And I saw the over-under 6.5. Somebody in the chat put 6.5 for his sacks. I'll put it this way. I'd put it at 5.5. I'd put it a little bit lower. I think if he's 6 or more sacks with a lot of pressures coming from that, and it's not just cleanup sacks, with a lot of pressures, they're a playoff team. I'm telling 100%. You. I am telling you they will make the playoffs if he has a good year this year.
Yeah, you want him to be Jermaine Johnson in that Jets defense a couple years ago. That's what I was his dream. Jermaine Johnson moved inside and just balled that year. He had to get 11 sacks or some shit like that. But he balled, man. All right, let's get these questions and get out of here. Pete said, I have 6 guys I can play a linebacker. Name his 6 he's thinking of.
That's a great question. So let's say we're going to go Roberts. Landon Roberts seems to be the linebacker 1 on this team, which that's kind of interesting. Then we can say White, correct? Devin White for right now. We can say, I think Tommy Eichenberg's one of the 6 for sure.
Yeah.
Jamal, do we put Jamal Adams in there? We probably do.
Yeah. For now.
What are we at? 4 there?
4, yeah.
4. That's when it gets interesting. Is it Amari Gaynor? I don't know. I haven't heard a lot about Amari Gaynor. I like him.
Yeah.
I think he's worth a look, but I haven't heard a lot about Amari Gaynor. Jermaine Pratt.
Mm-hmm.
So Jermaine Pratt, I'll put him there.
Okay.
Who's the 6th? Lindenberg?
I would go Lindenberg.
Okay, so that's you. Do you agree with me there? Do you have any variations on there?
Not really, because I mean, it's really not that deep. So after that, who are you going with? Like
Jalen Smith.
Yeah, I just don't think he'd make this.
No, I don't think his knee. I think his knee is. I think he needs to get into coaching.
yeah.
I'm not even. I don't even mean that as a joke. It's just sometimes that's what the Lord tells you is like, hey, I have a different plan for you. Like, sadly, his talent. Marcus Freeman was like that, Notre Dame coach. He as soon as he got out of college, he got diagnosed with like a incurable like back condition or something, and he's like, well, fine, I'm a coach now. So he was like, I was drafted by the Bears and played at Ohio State and played well, and now he's like, I'm a coach, and now he's a really good coach at Jalen Smith's alma mater.
Yeah, Bernie's on the team.
Is he still there? I thought they cut him.
Didn't they cut Bernie?
I thought they cut him.
You said Gainer makes team, didn't you? Or no,
I didn't. So Gainer is like Gainer.
Yeah.
I think Gainer and Lindenberg are going to be battling, in my opinion.
Oh, that's gonna be tough. Oh, what's Gainer's weight? How much does he weigh? I'm gonna look this up real quick.
Yeah,
I'll tell you these guys are measurement sticklers. Obviously, if they're trying to force Jordan Meredith to play some damn guard, bro.
Right.
Gainer's 236. So is Lindenberg. I don't mean, so that's a battle.
It's going to be who in I think the preseason games. I think that's going to be a huge battle. So let's mark that down, guys. Like put a little, bookmark in that. Like Gainer versus Lindenberg, I think is a battle nobody's talking about. I've heard one bring it up, and I think that's to make the team. In my opinion, is those two guys. Lindenberg was their last draft pick. Your last draft pick is kind of undrafted at that point.
I think so too,
especially when you have double-digit picks.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Gainer's listening at 232.
That's fine. He's not 220. Yeah. So that's what I mean. It's these guys with similar skill sets. Gainer, I would say, might be slightly more athletic. I think but also Lindenberg, I think, might play the position slightly better, but Gainer's a little bit of a veteran. We shall see. I thought he flashed in every preseason game he played in. So
he didn't play bad last year.
We shall see. I think that's a battle that nobody's talking about, and I think it's a battle that means something.
Yeah, for sure. Alex Bachman or Colin Johnson? Alex Bachman.
Dude, my dark horse to make the team is Alex Bachman over Tommy Millott. Alex Bachman's not having a bad camp.
He isn't, and he's like a special team. He's like a special team specialist.
Teams. He's playing. People have like this idea that like Tommy Millott's already a good receiver and we just haven't seen it. It's gonna come out of special teams. If Tommy Millott, I thought the only way Tommy Millott was gonna make this team is if he was on kick return and punt return, and he was the kick returner and the punt returner, where he was just, oh my gosh, we can't stop this guy. Kind of similar to like, was it Keyshawn Nixon back in the day? Which the Raiders should have kept, but then he becomes this crazy kick returner, and then eventually a good DB for the Packers. What I mean is like Tommy Millott would have to start there. Alex Bachman, is he great? I don't know. We don't know, but is Tommy Millott a better receiver than Alex Bachman? Can you say that right now? No, you cannot. You'd have to be shown that.
I mean, that rep for Darren Porter was
he looked awful on that. I'm saying like Darren Porter made a great play. It's not to take away from it, but it was like Tommy Millott just like it just didn't look like a guy who plays wide receiver. It looked like a coach running after the like all right, let's test Darren Porter. Let's see. Wow, can you get me? That's what it looked like.
Oh man, I don't know. We might have the whole Baby Shark to this right here, Glenn. If Kyrie gets an extension, I'll let you kick me in the balls.
I'll give you my address if it happens. Yeah, it'll be like a Kai Cenat live stream.
Baby Shark, we're remembering this. Baby Shark, you better be.
I show speed. I'll be like, I show speed. I'll jump over a Lamborghini and then kick you in the nuts. What's funny is what if Tyrie Wilson just gets like a 2-year, $20 million one? Like it's not even a big one. He had like an okay year.
Yeah.
So let's keep him around. 2 years, $20 million.
or like a 1 year, like Malcolm Kuntz got like a 1 year.
He gets hurt this year. Yeah, or he gets hurt. Yeah, like that would be so funny. And then you get kicked over the nuts over 2 years, 20 mil, and it's not to you. Yeah.
Oh shit. Yeah.
I mean, look, I to be fair about Tyrie, I could be like, I am just saying, like, people need to realize like how much of an X factor he is. Like if you get a good year out of him, we're a good defense. Like it's crazy what the opportunities that he holds in his hands. And like I said, and if it doesn't work, I don't ever want to see him again. Cut him after this year.
Yeah, I agree.
Do we have Colin Johnson? We have Colin Johnson's on our roster?
Colin Johnson's on the team, man. He's Colin Johnson can have a big preseason because he always does.
Yeah, and he's like 6'8" or something. He's huge.
Yeah.
But he's gonna be a big time fourth quarter preseason guy. Cam Miller to Colin Johnson.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. You got that. Is it remember Mark Varro body slammed LT in practice only because Mary went to Notre Dame? Is he not doing that?
Mark Bavaro was nasty. I bit before my time, but my dad would tell the battles of like Ronnie Lott against Mark Bavaro, like Giants and Niners in the 80s, and so they said Mark Bavaro had bloody nose, and he would not always winning, but he would say, Ronnie Lott, let me see, like, what do you got? So I would believe any story about Mark Bavaro. When you play at Notre Dame, you have to block. You cannot be a fancy little receiving tight end at Notre Dame. They make you block. They like to run the football there. So I believe it. I believe any story you tell. You could tell me Mark Bavaro picked up a Chevy S10 and threw it over the stadium, and I'd believe it.
Yeah, for sure, dude. The man who snitched on Wilkins makes the team. Who snitched on Wilkins?
They think it's Adam Butler. Yeah, I'm just telling you right now. I think Adam Butler was stopping himself from doing something drastic. I'm just going to say that. When you talk about snitching, I understand when people are saying, oh, you tattled. It's like, no, if I don't tattle, I'm going to get cut from this team for what I do to this guy.
Yeah.
And perhaps be considered a hate crime. That, to me, I think that, because you look at Adam Butler, I don't think you look at Adam Butler and say he got soft because of a joke. Like, Adam Butler is Texas, like, big Texas, like, nah, man, you don't say that kind of stuff. And I think truly what happened was a series of events. And also, I think Christian Wilkins ultimately was lazy. And you cannot be sus and lazy. You can be sus and dominant, and people will be like, yeah, he's a little weird, but he's dominant. But if everyone finds out you haven't played in a long time and you can't do anything and you're doing suspect stuff, that's
bad. You're gonna kick the NFL locker room. You get kicked out.
Pick one. You can't like, because there's weirdos, like there's Wilkins types that work their ass off and play, and everyone's like, all right, man, I don't know about that guy, but you know what? God damn, he feels the, I'll go to war with him. He's a yeah. I'll shower at a different time, but then I'll shower at home, But then, like, if you're like, damn, this dude isn't rehabbing his foot, and he's doing some weird stuff, I gotta protect myself. I just got paid. I cannot get my guaranteed money voided that I've worked so hard for.
Yeah, I guess Alex Boxman's a snitch on IG. He took the video of him on IG dancing.
That's not snitching. Mm-hmm. That's not snitching. Don't dance. Why are you dancing in the weight room? I don't know. What are you doing? And snitching what? He wasn't going to play this year, man. You guys got to get over this Wilkins stuff, man. The guy's like probably got a broken foot in his leg. Or he's got like a broken thing in his foot that has not healed.
Yeah.
It's not like he was going to have 15 sacks for the Raiders this year. Wasn't going to happen.
Yeah. I do agree with DJ. It is low-key snitching because I don't know if the coaches knew he was dancing like that.
Yeah. I'm telling you, like, it would look like a Drewski skit, dude. The stuff the guy was doing. And again, if you're not putting in work on the field, people look at that and they go, yeah, get this guy away from me.
Yeah. All right, Glenn. So we really ain't got no more questions here. Sorry about the beginning of the podcast.
I don't know what happened.
Somebody tried to say he's trying to start from the beginning and it doesn't work, so he just came to the end. appreciate you doing that. But sorry about the beginning, guys, but we got it together. We got 500 in here tonight. That means we're to keep growing. Preseason going to keep going, man. It's gonna work out perfect here, guys. So we got what preseason next week, right?
I mean, our Friday Night Live would essentially be a day after the preseason game. I'm sure we'll
have plenty to talk about. Right.
Plenty to talk about. I'm sure there's going to be a reaction show to the preseason game. I'm sure there's going to be all types of stuff. So we'll get it all covered. No thoughts on the Trey Lance did look good last night. I'm gonna say
he did.
He did. It's a good backup. And I'll tell you right now, if I'm playing for Jim Harbaugh and I'm a mobile quarterback and you're the backup and you know what I'm saying, and Justin Herbert, who plays a conservative Alex Smith style, it's happened before. Watch out.
Don't get hurt, Justin. Don't Alex Smith yourself. Don't slide and get that thing.
He's on Smith watch. He is on Smith watch. And Justin Herbert gets traded and plays pretty well for another team. I'm telling you, because I will say Lance did look good. Their offensive line looked really good. That's what kind of scared me, is their offensive line really protected well. And I was like, I'll tell you who looked like a bum was Omarion Hampton.
He did?
When he tried to bounce a run outside and he got cut by a corner, I was like, nah, get out of here. Genty would never.
No.
Genty would have thrown that dude out of the stadium.
For sure. All right, guys, we're out of here. We'll be back next week. Like I said, we got preseason, and then we'll be back. We got preseason reaction, and then we'll be right back with another Friday Live. So we're out of here, guys. Peace.
Peace.